Welcome back to the Dead by Daylight podcast. I'm Pebsie TTV, or Tom. That's Jakstalock, or Jack. You can say your own name.
I'm Jakstalock, or Jack.
We haven't done one of these in a while, so we're kind of settling back into it. Today, we're going to be talking about recent Dead by Daylight changes. Jack doesn't know all of them yet, so I'm reading them out, and then he's guessing whether or not they're true or false, giving his opinion before he actually finds out if they're true or false. We're going to go through some perk changes, and then we're going to close with our game, Name That Perk, where I read out a perk description and Jack has to guess what that perk is called. That's the stuff we're going through today. That's it, and you can just splice in the other stuff there. So, if that sounds like your cup of tea, stay tuned.
Or coffee.
Or coffee. We were drinking coffee at the start of this podcast. We're recording this after we finished saying everything, so it's a little bit awkward. We're going to
it's a good way to do it, because now we know what we're going to talk about, because we've already spoken about it. So
and now you can watch it in 3, 2, 1, and go.
And go.
That's what it used to say.
Yeah. Oh.
Welcome back to Dead by Podcast, the Dead by Daylight podcast.
So you don't have to.
I said that as a joke the first time we did it, and
it's a good little slogan.
It's all right. It's all right. It is ripped off from another podcast or another YouTube channel. I can't remember which one it was, but
I have the feeling we've already done this in a previous episode.
Sorry, I thought I spilled coffee down my front then.
Yeah, it's a good start.
So how have you been?
Do you want a bib or?
Do I want to? I might need one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Don't want to ruin my special Pebsie TTV logo. As you can see, it's looking very good.
Shameless.
What are you wearing? Spooner Records. Where'd you get that from?
This is a t-shirt. I got it from the Spooner Record store.
In Ohio?
How do you know that?
Because it says Ohio on it.
Does it?
Yeah.
I've not really looked at it. But we're back.
Yes. Where have you been?
I have been...
Nice NFL cap as well as your Ohio shirt.
Jesus, yeah. I didn't realise...
You're just a walk-in advertisement for America at the minute. What's going on?
Yeah, because you're a walk-in advertisement for a penguin with a carrot for a nose.
Well, that's okay, though.
It seems to be crying through its sunglasses.
No, it's a sheen. It's like an anime sheen. Like, he's put his glasses into the light and it's like... Because he's so clever and so bright.
So is he looking into a mirror? Like a really straight...
No, he's looking into like a... I don't know what he's looking into. He's looking into the sun or something. Anyway, talk about where you've been. I've just been here making videos, so it's not that interesting. Yeah.
Well, it is interesting because you do this for a living. I do this for a living. I should say what I do for a living.
I do this.
So I've been on tour around America for the past 8 weeks.
8 weeks.
I realised that the podcast, the last episode wasn't 8 weeks ago. But
when was the last episode?
It's a long time ago. But that's one of the reasons that it finished, that we're taking a break, is because, the band has taken off really well. When was it?
The 13th of April, 2020. No, because we did one in October, I'm sure.
Well, if it's not... Wait.
The last one
didn't do videos,
the last one on iTunes was the 30th of April.
Yeah, that's the last one then, because we didn't do... I think there was a couple we didn't put on YouTube.
No,
we put on Spotify or something.
We did one about MMR. Let me check my YouTube channel. Keep talking. Talk about what you're doing.
Well, we are talking.
Go on.
Maybe we just didn't put it out there.
No, I remember the video. I remember I released it on my channel. Our True Thoughts on MMR, Dead by Podcast number 12. 9 months ago. Yeah, so the 28th of October, 2021. So it was almost a year ago.
Jeez. All right. But anyway, the reason why, the reason for the big absence is because, mainly I guess because of because I've been a lot of times been taken up with the band Pet Needs. I thought I'd say the name. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
So we've been on a European tour, and then we came back for a couple of weeks, and then we went on a US tour
for 8 weeks.
Which is a long time. It both feels like a dream. An actual dream, like I've been sleeping, because when I look back on it, everything's so blurry. And actually, since I've been back, this is the first day today that I felt well as well. We came back. So our last show was in LA on...
It's pronounced La, but go on.
On one of our tour diaries, we've got our singer Johnny, and I'm going, we're in LA, I'm doing a little video. And he just in the background goes, la 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 la. It's like, for God's sake. Yeah, it's pronounced La. So we played in Los Angeles, or for you Spanish people out there, because...
Los Angeles.
I can't remember what the date was. I think it was the 30th of July was the final one. And then we had 4 days to travel from the west coast to the east coast. And then the day after we landed back home, we played a festival in Brightonsea, which is close to us. And then the next morning I woke up feeling very ill, and I think it's just because it's the first time I've stopped in about 8 weeks.
I guess when you got back, you weren't thinking, oh, now I get a chance to rest. You were thinking, oh, I've got that gig tomorrow, so I need to make sure.
Yeah, so we still hadn't stopped. So I was still practicing, like sorting it out, learning songs that we hadn't played, because obviously we were just playing a support set, which is 30 minutes, and we played an hour long set in Brightonsea. And yeah, so I was thinking about that. So yeah, I hadn't already stopped. And then Sunday morning I just woke up and I felt horrible, and I think it's just my body just trying to sort itself out.
Yeah.
After
but you're back now, full of energy, full of life.
I am, as of this morning. Yeah. I feel good. Yeah.
You woke up feeling happy, and now you're ready to feel miserable to talk about Dead by Daylight.
Well, I don't know, because it could be a good thing. Now the thing is with this today, what we're doing is what do I call you?
Call me Tom.
Okay, so Tom.
So my brother.
Oh, is that because that's your name?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
My name.
So Thomas.
Yeah.
So basically, the main thing for today is going to be almost like a reaction video, in a way that
I've got a list of changes in front of me. There's a few of them are real, a few of them are fake.
Yeah, he's going to try and stitch me up.
I'm not going through all of them. We're just going through a few of them. And I thought you can tell me whether or not they're real or fake, and then we can talk about those changes.
So all I know is there's been drastic changes.
Yeah.
There are a couple that I've heard rumours of, so there might be some that I kind of know already, but I don't know any for sure, because we landed 4 days ago, whatever it was. So I'm not with it.
Yeah.
At all. I haven't played the game. I haven't streamed yet. We're going to get back to that next week. So I don't know anything.
No, yeah, makes sense.
But I'm excited, because any big change in Dead by Daylight is a good change.
This is 6.1.0 was kind of the
That's a lie, by the way.
It's true. The animations. 6.1.0 was kind of the game health patch that we'd all been asking for ages. I think we even spoke about it doing this, saying, yeah, do a game health patch rather than doing... And the mid-chapter...
We did say that,
We did say that. And they did it, not because of us, but because everyone in the community was kind of saying the same thing.
You don't know it wasn't because of us.
I don't think they watched our hour-long video talking about changes. But anyway, it doesn't matter. They might have done. They may well have done. It's weird, because they had a lot of developers leave, and everyone was like, oh, this is sort of the death knell for...
How many have left? I know of 2. I don't know the names, but I heard of 2.
McLean left.
That was
someone else left. The community manager left.
Didn't one of them leave and then just sort of release a load of dirt?
No, they released a video. No, sorry. They started talking more openly about stuff, and they responded to a Scott John video saying, here's why we didn't do these things. They started talking more about it after they left. But I mean, presumably actual stuff would still be under NDA for a few years, so they probably could have said that while they were still working there. But in any case, a lot of people thought, some great developers are left. I mean, McLean was responsible for Blight, one of the most beloved killers in the game.
My favourite killer.
Right. And actually the opposite happened. They actually seemed to then respond to feedback. Those things might not be related. It's just a lot of people were a lot worried when that happened. So, should we go through some of these changes?
Let's do it.
Cool. So, if they're fake, we're obviously not going to spend time talking about them, because what's the point? But I'm going to read these out to you.
I'll say whether I think it's real or fake. If it's real, then we'll discuss it. If it's fake, then well, hopefully I get it. I don't know. I have no idea.
You should get it, right?
I don't know.
So I've got 5 gameplay changes and 6 perk changes. There were close to 10 gameplay changes, and there were 39 perk changes.
39 perk changes. Out of how many? Do you know how many perks there are?
There's about 120 now.
That's a good percentage of perks. And I know that they were gonna change a few of the meta perks. That's the thing. That's what I'm a bit worried about.
That's what they targeted. It was mostly meta perks.
Okay.
I was gonna say, do you know about the new progression system as well? I haven't read anything down about this. Okay,
if it's happened in the last 2 months, I don't know anything about it.
Okay, so just very, very quickly before you win on this, you no longer progress. Your face. You no longer progress.
Because I'm worried, because this is one of the reasons I play the game.
I get it. You no longer progress the same way that you used to. So do you remember before they used to be capped at Prestige 3? It's now capped at...
but that's not progression.
No, it is. It's now capped at Prestige 100. Your current Prestige is shown to other players at the end of the game. But also...
But that just shows how many blood points you've spent on one character.
Sure. Here's how you unlock perks. Now, it's changed. So, when you go from 1 to 50, you no longer unlock teachables. When you prestige for the first time, tier 1 of that character's perks are unlocked on all other characters. And then when you get to
What
prestige...
is it? Do you still need to find them in the blood web? So they're already in your...
Yes.
Okay.
So prestige 2 unlocks tier 2, prestige 3 unlocks tier 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I don't know how it works, but that's how you get the prestige cosmetics. I think it's every 2 prestiges you get a cosmetic.
So can you speed up that run in terms of you get tier 1, the teachables of tier 1 and every other character? Can you then use another character's blood web to get tier 2 of that?
Yes, you can,
Okay.
or you can prestige that character
Right.
again to get prestige 2. Which is really good. So
But if you're spending that much time prestiging another character, you're probably not bothered about getting the perk on another character because you're not going to play them.
potentially, but it's just different because you're not unlocking perks in the blood web now. You're not spending as much points per blood web. You're getting more add-ons, you're getting more items, and also you're able to play games a little bit more freely because you've got more perks on more characters. And also they've introduced incentives. So whichever role has less players currently will give you a 100% bonus BP. So if, for example, there aren't enough killers in your region at that time of day, you'll get 100 extra blood points for playing killer. 100% extra blood points.
Does it tell you?
Yes, it tells you.
Right.
Also, the 4 categories you can earn blood points in are now capped at 10,000 rather than 8,000.
Okay.
However, barbecue no longer gives blood points, and neither does, I think, was it We're Gonna Live Forever, the Survivor equivalent?
Yeah.
No longer give you blood points. Because they don't want people choosing perks specifically for blood points.
Which everyone did.
Yeah.
Everyone ran barbecue. You don't need barbecue. You don't really need barbecue. If you're a good killer, I suppose you don't really need it. That's why I have it on all killers.
But you see what they've done?
helps.
So you used to be able to get 64,000 blood points a game, and they've changed it to 40,000 to 80,000 if you're playing the right role. So it's kind of a reduction in grind, but also an increase in grind if you're not playing the role. If you have to play a role you don't want to play.
Okay, but it gives you more blood points, but it also takes away the value of blood points.
Not really. I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, because you don't need to grind as much, and all you
sure.
all you need blood points for is getting the perks, and I suppose items.
And
as
add-ons,
well.
which are important for killers, of course, if you use them.
Yeah, kind of.
But also getting every single character. I mean, there's 26, 27 killers. Getting all of those to
And then
prestige 3, and then
keep going, aren't
exactly,
they?
and then 30 survivors. Like that's going to take for all of them to prestige 3. That's going to be more than it was before, just getting them to 50 or 40.
Right.
Sorry. Anyway, I had that has to be said because that's a big change, and if you're not aware of it, then yeah, I think it's good. I'm happy with
Am I right
that.
in saying that they've also have you already mentioned this, or I've just been daydreaming?
Go on.
That they've also increased the cap.
Yeah.
Did you say that already?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, 10,000 per category.
No.
Oh,
Of total
yes,
blood points.
2 million blood points. Total blood points is now the cap rather than
Okay.
1 million.
Why?
Because people
Why?
were asking for it to be removed.
Yeah. So why haven't they removed it?
I don't know.
Why is there a cap on blood points still? That's what I don't know. If you
I
earn
think-
those blood points, you should be able to keep as many as you want.
I think it's to limit progression. People don't progress too fast. You can control it a little bit that way.
Well, no, because again, you can still
Spend
do
it.
that because
Yeah.
you just spend them and then you.
I don't know. I don't know why it's in the game.
Yeah, that doesn't make that. That makes absolutely no sense. Actually, saying that why there's no. I'd like to find out what their reasoning is for capping blood points.
Yeah, I don't really get it.
Oh, it doesn't. It's not a big issue because, like I say, you can
spend
just
your
spend
blood
them.
points, don't you?
But-
I think maybe it's a design thing. I know that I used to stockpile blood points because I didn't enjoy spending them on stream, and that was the only time I played was on stream. So I would have to get to a point and say, right now I need to spend 5 minutes spending blood points. Sorry guys, boring content. Let's go.
Well, no, because while you're waiting for a game, you can spend blood points.
It's true, but queue times are so short these days that
Are they?
back when it was like 5 minutes to find a game, it was an issue. But these days you're looking at 10 seconds to find a survivor game, maybe 2 minutes to find a killer game.
2 minutes is a long time. You can
It
spend a lot
feels
of blood
long,
points
yeah, but-
in that. Oh, that's good.
Anyway, should we move on to the changes?
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool. So, first change out of 5, generator time has increased to 90 seconds. Used to be 80 seconds. Is that real or false?
I'm going to say that that's real because I think a lot of people have been asking for it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's real.
That's real.
Yeah.
So it goes from what to what?
So it used to be 80 seconds.
Yeah.
Now it's 90 seconds.
So
we're saying 90 charges rather than 80 charges. You hit repair at 1 charge per second. Obviously, it'll be less than 90 seconds of multiple people working on a gen with perks, but base speed is 90 charges required.
is a great skill check still a 1%
Yes.
increase? Okay. I still think that should be 2% personally.
You know what? Maybe it did change. I can't actually remember.
I think if you're going to hit... Yeah, I think... If they're increasing the time it takes, I think they should increase... Or maybe like 1.5% increase per great skill check. But it should only be a great skill check. It shouldn't be using... I can't remember what the perk is. It's a tap perk, isn't it? Where even a good skill check is a great skill check.
Yes, there is, yeah.
I can't remember what it's called,
Stakeout?
Is that it? Yeah, it is, yeah. Because you gain a token for being within the killer's terror radius.
It's interesting. There's one of the new perks coming in the next chapter, which... I forgot what it's called. But it allows you to... Basically, every time you complete a great skill check, you gain a token. Up to a maximum of 6 tokens. Each token increases the benefit of completing a great skill check by 30%. If you
increase the benefit, what does that mean?
So it means that rather than getting 1%, you'll get 1.3% to 1.6%, 1.9%, 2.2%. However, so
it goes up.
Yeah, it also increases the chance of getting a skill check by 2%, increases the speed of the dial by 10%.
Okay, good.
If you get a good skill check, fail a skill check, or stop performing the action, you lose all your tokens.
Good. That's a great perk.
It's a cool idea, isn't it?
That is a balanced perk.
That's fun, isn't it?
That is really good. I also think... how do you gain tokens again?
Every great skill check you complete.
Okay. Right. So you have to be on the generator for a long amount of time.
Yeah, it's generators.
So it won't work at the higher level because killers will be getting you off the generator because the map pressure of the killer will get you off the gen and you'll lose all your tokens.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, it depends how fast you get skill checks.
That's a good perk.
It is a good perk. It's a really cool idea. I don't know if it works with brand new parts. I don't know if it works because obviously that gives you a bunch of...
It shouldn't do.
It shouldn't do, but it might do.
It shouldn't work in conjunction with any other perk, personally.
I think it might work with Stakeout, which is the tab one we were talking about, where you gain tokens and each token converts a good into a great. I think that's fine because but neither perk is particularly good. So
although
you're spending half your build.
Yeah, it means you're going to have to waste time in the killer's terror radius to get a token before you do a gen anyway.
Yeah, this is my take with self-care, and people say, "Oh, self-care is good because you can take body knowledge." It's like, yeah, but it's not. You then got half your build. You're then wasting time with that. Like,
but let's be honest, survivors don't need perks.
No, I agree. I think one of the best things, I've said this quite a few times, I think one of the best things you can do in this game is to not take any perks. Or
take fun ones. Take ones that make you enjoy the game more. Like,
perks often plug holes in your ability. When you stop taking them, you realise where those holes are, and that allows you to get better at the game.
Which is good, but let's not forget that the devs have made it very clear that this is now not a competitive game.
Sure.
Whereas I think it should be. So little tactics like that to get better are a really good thing. You go, right, I'm not going to take Iron Will this time, which means that I can get near the killer, but know that he can hear me, so I need an escape route in case he does hear me.
Sure.
Whereas if you're with Iron Will, you just sit there.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So it's like, it's a good way to improve.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, this is the thing. And it's a tangent, but why? This is the great thing about this game is it can be competitive because you want to better yourself. You want to get better and better and better.
There should be a
ranked
win.
You want to win at chase because it is competitive. It's a chase. You've got to win at chases.
People say it's not a competitive game because it's not balanced. It doesn't matter that it's not balanced.
Anyway,
it's more and more balanced every time. Right.
Anyway, next perk.
Change number 2.
Yeah.
Bloodlust. So you might remember they did a Bloodlust weekend where they removed Bloodlust.
Oh god, yeah, that was a stupid idea.
It's a catch-up mechanic.
It's a good idea if they take the god loops out of the game. Mm-hmm. That's the thing. If it's not possible for a killer to catch, that's the reason why.
I don't think there is any. I mean, they already have done that. They've removed infinites. I don't think there's. There are still infinites in the game, but they're usually surrounded by breakable walls. I don't think there is any situation in the game where a killer is completely incapable of catching up with the survivor without the use of Bloodlust. Bloodlust, to me, rewards killers that play poorly. Myself included. When I get to Bloodlust 3, it's like, yeah, okay, I've done really bad this chase. And now I'm being...
You get to Bloodlust 3.
Sometimes it happens. And you go, right, yeah, so now I've been rewarded.
I can't remember the last time I've even got to Bloodlust 2.
Right, well, here is the change, real or fake.
Yeah, let's do it.
Bloodlust has been reduced to 15, 25, 35 seconds. So tier 1 at 15 seconds, tier 2 at 25 seconds, tier 3 at 35 seconds. In other words, chances are you'll be getting Bloodlust 3 in the majority of your chases.
Oh, they've reduced the time it takes to get there.
It takes to get there, yeah.
Ooh.
15 seconds of Bloodlust 1.
Right. Now, this is because I think that, and this is a really weird angle of going to it, that the devs are quite survivor based.
Bloodlust 1, carry on.
They're quite survivor based. So I think because they're doing a lot to the survivor perks,
Bloodlust 2.
I'm not surprised if this is a real one, and that they've because they've done it already. They've taken it out completely.
Bloodlust 3.
It was always in their thought process to do this. And I believe they're quite survivor based, so I reckon this is real. I think they would hinder the killer.
Yeah, it's real.
It is real?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a few things, including kicking a gen is now faster, kicking pallets and walls are now faster. When you kick a gen, it automatically loses 2.5% progression as well, rather than 0% and just start regressing.
Does that
Tons
add
of
with
stuff
pop,
going on.
or is that different? So instead of, because pop was like 25%,
I can't remember.
so is it now
I can't
27.5%?
remember. Yeah, it will be additional, but I don't think
Okay.
pop works the same way it used to. I can't actually remember.
Is that a perk
I
change?
think they changed pop, yeah.
They've already changed pop to make it like a, whatever it is, a 50 or 40 second.
Oh, no, they
cooldown.
didn't change it. Yeah, 45-second cooldown, instantly loses 20% of its regression.
20%.
20%. Did it used to be higher than that?
Well, I was under the impression it was something
Oh,
like.
also, that's 20% of its current progression. That's not minus 20%. Yeah, it did change in 6.1.
That's what it was anyway, wasn't it? I thought that's what it was. I thought it was
No.
25%, and you had something like an 80 second grace period to do it in.
It used to, when you last played, it would instantly lose 25% progression. Now it loses 20% of its current progression. So if
That's
you've
a nerf and a half.
yes, if you've only repaired it for 40 charges, that's taken off 25% of full, so 20% of 40 rather
Yeah.
than 20% of 90.
That's okay. Yeah,
That's a big change. You'll
Okay,
feel
well,
that. You'll definitely feel that.
it's not again. Now that they've increased the time it takes to repair a gen, I don't think that's too bad actually.
Okay.
So it's increased relatively, basically an extra 10 seconds for one survivor using no speed perks on it.
Yeah,
isn't it? So it's not too bad.
There's been a lot of killer buffs. There's a lot of ways to slow the game down as well. That's the main thing they seem to be focusing on.
Which is.
There's
So
other
are
stuff-
they
there's other
trying to
stuff
make
like-
the games longer then? Or
I don't know, but again, there's other stuff like when you hit a survivor, the time it takes for you to the cooldown from that hit is lower. The speed boost the
you
survivors
already
get
had that though with a
is
perk.
lower. I know, but it's even lower now. The speed boost the survivors get doesn't last as long. There's a lot of stuff like that. A lot of killer buffs.
Okay. All right. So yeah. Okay.
Bloodlust is just one of them, but
So Bloodlust was okay. That's right. That's the next one.
okay. Survivors now have base borrowed time. So if you rescue
how
someone
long?
from the hook,
Oh, sorry. This is a
they
yes or
get
no, isn't it?
they get endurance.
I'm again going to say that's true because a lot of people were calling for that. I agree. It should be because it prevents. Because then as well, if the killer then decides to still chase that person, they've wasted time anyway,
Yeah.
and it doesn't take up. That's almost an anti-instant tunneling.
Exactly, that's the point.
thing,
Yeah,
isn't
that is it.
I agree. I fucking hope that's true.
Yeah, that is hope. That is,
Okay,
that is hope. That is true.
hope. That's true. Okay, good.
And here's a follow on from that. Survivors get a movement speed boost after being unhooked.
A movement speed boost.
After being unhooked, they get endurance and a movement speed boost.
I mean, yeah, that would be good. How long is the BT? The endurance?
I think it's something like 8 seconds.
So enough time to get to a loop. And a speed. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, I'm going to say it's real as well.
Yep, that is real. You get a 7% movement speed boost and endurance for 5 seconds.
7%, that is normal haste, isn't it? Or is
Yeah, that's normal haste. Yeah.
Okay, great. So that's brilliant. So basically that gives you enough time to get to a loop.
Yep.
And if you don't get yourself to a loop, then
So borrowed time now
your
just
fault.
increases the time you get.
okay, so borrowed time hasn't been decreased.
No.
It's
And just quickly on top of that, endurance is now across the board cancelled by conspicuous actions, which means repairing
borrowed
it's a bunch
time,
of
you
stuff,
say.
just endurance in general.
Oh,
Whenever you
endurance.
have the endurance status effect, if you repair a generator, heal.
Oh, it's the same as DS.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Also, it's worth
Okay.
noting if you're hit If you're hit with endurance, so if you have endurance and you have a deep wound, if you're already in deep wound and you get hit with endurance, you will now go down. So Legion, if Legion hits you twice, you're down while in Feral Frenzy, for example. If you're hit,
What?
no matter what, if you're hit while in thing, you go down.
So Legion is basically...
I haven't played Legion. I haven't played against Legion. That might not be true, but that's how it's written, and I think that's what people have been saying. If you get hit with Metal Man, so if Metal Man, if you have a deep wound and you get hit, you go down, even if you have endurance.
Okay. So
endurance when you get hit obviously applies a deep wound. So if you stack endurance twice, you can't anymore.
There's two things there. There's first of all that makes Legion all of a sudden a very, very good killer because the time taken now to get someone down is decreased. However, it also, on a positive note, it kind of changes the length of game that you're going to have with Legion. The thing with Legion is he could slow everything down and you could be in a game for 20, 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And that, I'd prefer to just have a chase, blah, blah, get downed and get out the game rather than being hostage in that game for 20 minutes. So, in a way, even though you're probably going to lose, or more chance of losing, it's a positive because, that he can't really take the game hostage as much.
Yeah.
I've had games with Legion where I've just wanted to DC because it's like, well, this is boring. I don't want to play this.
That has been a problem with Legion because he can just run around, hit people. They have to mend, slows the game down. That now kind of solves that. Final change on this list.
Yeah.
Survivors now have base DS. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking this might be a step too far.
Base BT, base speed boost, base DS. But remember, it could be for 5 seconds like BT.
So these are... Oh, no, these aren't. I was going to say these are all survivor perks we're talking about. But the bloodlust thing isn't, obviously. They've all been real so far. I feel like... I don't think you need base DS if you've got base BT and haste. Okay. Because you should then have enough time to get to a loop.
Yeah.
And if you don't, then I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair on the killer. Because if he chases you and wants you out the game, he's wasting time anyway. I know that's their fault, sorry. So I don't think... I think base DS is a step too far. I think with the BT and the haste. So no, I'm going to say it's fake.
It's a fake. Yeah.
Oh god! Fuck. My god, that was scary. Because
imagine.
First of all, I got them all right. Second of all, I thought you were going to say that's real, and then I was thinking, I hate this. I'm never playing killer again. That's good.
Yeah,
brilliant.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah. Can you imagine base DS?
That'd be crazy.
After chasing a survivor. Oh, God. We all know that toxic survivor who you want to tunnel out the game because he's winding you up. And you're happy to throw the game for it. Imagine then giving them the BT, the haste to get to a loop. You finally get them, and then they DS you. Can you imagine that?
That'd be crazy.
It's
not in the game.
DC
You haven't got to worry
inducing.
about it. It's not in the game.
No, but I'm just thinking. Imagine. I was thinking in my head, please don't be real, because that would be terrible.
Be crazy. Okay, so let's move on to the perk changes. So again, some of these are fake, some of them are real. Let's begin, shall we? I don't know why I said it like that. That was a weird way of saying it.
Let's begin.
Let's begin, shall we? Number 1, dead hard no longer pushes you forward. You press it, you just stand in place.
Why?
Can't use it for distance.
Okay, so what you're saying is you get basically they'd hit through you and you just keep going.
Yeah.
I don't like that because I think using it for distance is a very good tactical thing to do. Gives you another second chance to get to that pallet. I think in fact, I sometimes get a hell of a rush out of going, I'm not going to make this pallet. I can dead hard for distance and you get there. Or someone's hiding around the corner. We're in like a survivor friends.
Yeah.
Someone gets picked up. They have to dead hard for distance to get in front of you to get the flashlight save.
That's good, isn't it?
I think if this is true and they've taken that out of the game, that's taken a lot of fun out of something that isn't a bullying technique. So I'm going to say I hope that it's fake.
That's real. Here's what happens.
Oh, no.
Dead hard, when you press E, gives you endurance for 0.5 seconds. No, I think it's 0.2 seconds now. So you then get hit and you get a deep wound. You get a little speed boost, but you obviously don't have a deep wound you have to deal with. So it's harder to see. You have to mend.
Right, so have they then taken out the medkit syringe that does the same thing?
No. But the syringe lasts longer, right? The syringe, you use it, uses up your med kit, but it lasts longer. This is 0.3 seconds. A fraction of a second. You have to time it perfectly. You don't get distance. You get a little bit of distance from endurance, but that's it.
Okay, I'm writing this down as the first bad idea then. Which is fine. That's only the first one. That's a shame, though, because that, like I said, that takes a lot of tactical fun out of the game. Which is
yeah, I agree. Dead harding, survivors dead harding into position to flashlight save you was an incredible feeling. And I say other survivors doing it because I was never able to do it.
Is that because of the server issues?
Yeah, if there's a little bit of lag, how many times have you hit someone, they've screamed, and then they've dead harded away?
Or how many times have I been or pressed E, started the dead hard movement, and they've still hit me down?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's to resolve that, and I think that's fine.
Surely they could just fix that, because that never used to be an issue. All right, I disagree with that. That's unfortunate.
Yeah.
Go on, next one.
Probably not as passionate about this one. Thanatophobia is now 2% per token rather than 5%. So it reduces action speeds. So it used to be 5%, now it's 2%.
It used to be 5%?
It used to be 5% per token, yeah. So 40%
I thought it was
maximum.
like 4%. No. I thought it was 3%. I thought the total was 12%.
The total was 20%.
Oh, that's a lot.
And now 8%.
So they
instead.
basically slowed, because everyone knows that the go-to perk for Legion is Thana.
Yeah.
Again, slow the game down.
Weird because it's a nurse perk. I wouldn't use it. Well, no, I guess you would use it.
They
on
use it for
nurse.
lead. You can do.
Yeah. Do you think that's real or fake?
I don't see the point. Or do I? Thanatophobia is a horrible perk to play against, but it just means you've got to be more tactical, I guess, and work as a team.
Well, think about it like this. If the max was 20% and you're talking about...
I thought it was 12%.
If the max, even if the max was 12% and they increased generators to taking 90 seconds, you're now looking at...
Oh, of course they've increased it.
100 seconds to complete a gen.
I'm going to say yes then, that's real.
All right,
yeah, I forgot about the generator thing. If they do the generator thing, they have to do... Yeah, they have to take Thanatophobia down 100%.
Okay, so it's real.
Good.
Maximum of 8%. However, if all 4 survivors are injured, it's increased by a further 12% up to 20%. So if that's 3 survivors, that's only obviously it's 6% boost.
That buffs. They've had the plague in mind there, haven't they? Because no one heals.
Oh yeah, it's true. It's true
Against the
that's
plague,
really
so
good.
that's
I
good.
never thought about that. That really was real plague. Okay, next one.
Yeah, that buffs the plague because plague is one of the weakest killers. So yeah,
This is a good one. Self-care now heals you at 35% healing speed rather than 50%. So to put that into context, it takes 16 seconds to heal. If you're doing that, if you're using self-care...
So they haven't got the bollocks to take it out of the game completely. They've just gone, well, if you want to take it, you're going to ruin your teammates' chance of escape even more.
It will take, as a base, 46 seconds to heal yourself.
And that's after... the person runs into the furthest corner of the map to do it.
But do you think that's real? Bear in mind, Circle of Healing is still a perk that exists.
Oh God, I don't know what I hope, because I think they've got the idea, because they don't want to take a perk out of the game. That's why Noed's still in the game. So no, not even Noed actually.
You don't know it's
Insidious. Well. That's why Insidious is still in the game. Because they don't want to take it out completely. So
you know Noed's been nerfed as well, yeah?
Has it?
Yeah.
We'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
I hope that... Okay. Oh no, we'll get to that in a sec, because I've got an idea of just a good way to take that to enough Noed. What are we talking about?
We're talking about self-care being reduced from 50% to 35%. Real or fake?
I was going to say something profound, but I can't remember what it was, so we'll just move on.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they won't take. That's it. They won't take a perk completely out of the game, as proven by Insidious. So, I think, they will decrease it or make it as rubbish as possible so that people don't pick it. But the problem with that is, some people will still pick it, and it will ruin their teammates' chances even more.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing anything for, what you say, 46 seconds?
46 seconds, yeah.
I don't know what I hope. Do you know what? I hope that that's fake because I prefer them, because I think some self-care players will take self-care no matter what. So I'm hoping that it's fake. I think it's better for the game that it is.
That is real.
Ooh, okay. I mean, it doesn't matter either way because self-care players are toxic anyway.
I wrote one here as well, but I don't think it's that interesting. Botany knowledge actually now reduces medkit efficiency. So that's not actually that interesting. I don't know why I wrote that one down, but that's real.
That's real.
That's real.
Okay.
So there you go. Increases healing speed 50%, reduces medkit efficiency. Here is I said 6 earlier, so I didn't want to just list off 5. Here's an actually interesting one. Decisive Strike no longer forces you off the shoulders, but increases wiggle progression by 50%.
Real or fake?
Yeah.
Or this is okay.
Real or fake?
No.
You don't think that's real?
That ruins all chances because if you although I suppose I was going to say if you get knocked down next to the hook, but then you wouldn't because you've got endurance anyway.
50% wiggle progression though, that's quite a distance.
Yeah, but what's the point? I don't
know.
Fake. That's fake.
You sure?
That's
fake.
Okay, good. Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me because the whole point of DS is
I thought it was a clever one,
anti-tunneling.
Yeah. And the last one, Iron Will now reduces grunts of pain by 75% rather than 100%.
Annoyingly, I know that that's real because that's one that came up before I turned your video off. That's one that I saw. I think it was your video. But I don't really think that's a good thing because it just means no one will take it or they'll take what's the other one?
I don't know. Calm Spirit.
No, the what? Oh yeah, there's that one. But no, I'm thinking of
Calm Spirit now reduces your your chest opening speed by 50%.
because
right?
you're calm.
But you can no longer hear the sound of you opening a chest is now muted. Also, totem cleansing speeds by 50% as well. I'm pretty sure.
No, the one I'm thinking of is No Mither. Because that's 75%, isn't it?
Well, the other thing that a little while ago they made it so that Strider, because Strider used to not work with it. I can't remember the change actually. I won't talk about it. I can't remember the change.
So if you were to take No Mither and Iron Will, then it would be 100% because it's 75 and 75.
Presumably, but I'm pretty sure Strider applies after the fact, so the killer will still hear it at 25%. But also they made it so that you can't hear the impact of Strider, so you wouldn't know if the killer had Strider or not. Do you remember you used to hear, if the killer had Strider, you'd hear it, but they changed that, so you weren't louder.
But that doesn't... That's weird. That's a weird change, because what are you supposed to... You got to just be more tactical if you know the killer's got Strider and can hear you.
How are you going to know the killer's got Strider?
But you used to know, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you don't anymore.
No. So I don't understand that.
I guess so that your survivors don't behave differently with it. It's just more of a benefit to the killer. All right. So what do you think of these changes overall? Just those.
Overall is very, very positive.
You weren't so sure on the perk changes. You were happy with the gameplay changes. Not so
gameplay
much the
changes
perk
are
ones.
great. The perk ones are fine. The two that really stood out, the dead hard distance thing, I completely disagree with. It takes a lot of fun out of the game. It takes a lot of tactics out of the game. I know as well. No, it just takes a lot of tactics out. I was going to say, dead hard always gave you a second chance, which it does. For a mistake, but then should you be rewarded for a mistake or a second chance? I don't know, but no, it takes a lot of the fun out. The self-care one, I don't really have an opinion on it, but it still annoys me.
Yeah, I get
Take it out of the game. Take out self-care. Take out Insidious. One of each, absolutely fine. You were gonna say about Noed?
Oh yeah, Noed's changed.
Okay,
so
can I just say what my thing would be?
Yeah, go on.
Don't give the haste effect to the killer for Noed. There's absolutely no point. It wouldn't be fair. And we spoke, I think we spoke before on a stream about making it a hex totem. No, it is a hex totem.
It used to not be. It used to be like 90 seconds.
it was it was talking about. Yeah, it was either a time thing, allow it to. Yeah, so the killer's got a chance to try and find the survivors, and if it doesn't find them within a certain amount of time, then fine. Oh, but then it doesn't work because the killer can just open an exit gate.
But let me tell you what the change is.
Yeah, go on.
So it's exactly the same. So you still get a 4% boost, still as exposed, but
so you still got the speed boost. Right?
I'll just read out what it says. Hex No One Escapes Death reveals the aura of its hex totem to all survivors within 4 meters and gradually expands that range to 24 meters over the course of 30 seconds. So survivors can find it easily.
So after 30 seconds, it's map wide?
No, 24 meters is terror radius size.
Oh, so a total
So
of 24.
you still need to look as a survivor for it.
So it starts
you'll
at
find
4.
it a hell of a lot easier.
And then after 30 seconds, it's 24.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if you got 4 people looking for it, then it's fine.
Yeah, so that's that change. So, should we move on to name that perk?
Does the killer get a notification when someone works on it?
No.
Okay, so they have to still bring whatever that other perk was that does that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
better. They'll change it further at some point because that's still not good enough.
Wait, it's a second chance perk. It's fine. I've never had any issue with NOED. I don't understand why people do, but I do understand why people do. I don't
Take away
know,
the
but
haste.
it's a second. If you're taking NOED, here's my thinking strategy with it. Right, if you're taking NOED, you've got a quarter of your build dedicated to a situation you should never be finding yourself in.
But
if you're a good killer, the exit gates aren't getting powered. If you're a bad killer, yeah, they're going to get powered. Or if the survivors are better than you, the exit gates will get powered.
But let's also not forget that if you die, even to NOED, you've lost the game.
Yeah, but who cares? You can't think of MMR in terms of... It's not a progression system you can see, so it doesn't matter. It's about blood points. Whatever. Anyway. This is Name That Perk, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to read out the descriptions of 4 perks, and Jack is going to have to guess what they are called.
Oh, God.
Some are easy, some are pretty difficult, I think.
Let's just say...
This isn't verbatim either, this is paraphrasing to make it harder.
Okay, but let's also just say that yesterday was Tuesday. Yesterday was the PTB with Wesker coming out.
I haven't included any
Okay, good. Because
PTB
you mentioned
perks.
that before we started. You said, "Do you know what this perk is?" And I will know because I haven't played in 8 weeks.
It came out yesterday.
I might use that. Yeah,
No,
it
I
came out
wouldn't do
yesterday.
that. It's all good. It's all good.
Okay.
Okay, so perk number 1.
Yeah.
And you need to get the correct name for this perk.
Okay.
When you cleanse a totem, this perk activates. You are healed 1 health state when hiding inside a locker for 8 seconds.
Inner strength.
No,
I have no idea,
it's not called inner strength anymore.
but it is that perk.
It is that perk, but it's
Why is it
not
not
called
called inner strength anymore?
because they lost the license, didn't they? They changed the names of all the perks.
But then,
What's it
No.
called? What's it called?
so let me just hold on.
So that's
First of all, I have no idea.
That's a fail.
I should get half a point.
No, you should not. You did. You know what the perk's called?
Right.
The perk is called.
Wait. They're going to bring that name back because there's talks about them re-getting the Stranger Things license.
Yep.
Because the Stranger Things game did not go very well, and so they're now going, well, we're going to go back to Dead by Daylight.
The perk is called Inner Healing. Not Inner Strength.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb.
How about this one? Instead of snuffing at boon totems, you destroy them.
That's a killer perk.
It's a general perk. It was added in 6.1. Oh, was it 6.0? I can't remember. We have spoken about
within
this.
the last 8-week period.
No, within the last 12 weeks.
Jeez.
You've played the game while this perk has been in the game because you've streamed.
God. Stalking me much?
Don't worry, I won't watch your Twitch again. That's fine.
Instead of snuffing, you destroy it.
If
I have
you-
no idea.
Shattered Hope.
Not
That's
even heard of it.
number 2.
Whose perk is that?
It's a general perk. Everyone's got it. Okay. Number 3. That's 2-0 at the minute to me. This perk increases healing speed by 50% and reduces the healing efficiency of medkits by 20%.
So, is that the new version
Of
botany knowledge?
Yay! You got one. I'm so happy for you. Well
Good.
done.
2-1.
Well done. Okay. Whenever the this is a good one. Whenever the killer is within 36. Don't worry very nice, is it? Whenever the killer
Is it?
Whenever the killer is within 36 meters of your location, this perk activates. It has a meter that determines the distance inside the terror radius that you are. If the killer is within range and has a clear line of sight, several action speeds increase by 6%. This effect lingers for 0.5 seconds.
It sounds like a change to Spine Chill.
What do you reckon?
Spine Chill.
Yeah, Spine
Okay,
Chill.
good. Yeah.
So you have a little
yeah.
meter that goes round based on how close the killer is to you.
That's dumb. Just keep it the same.
And the effect,
Why has that changed?
accessibility.
What?
It is for deaf people. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's for blind people who shouldn't be playing the game anyway.
How is that for blind people?
Well,
You can't see the perk, can you?
No, but what I'm saying is that it was fine how it was.
It was, yeah.
It lit up.
Yeah, when the killer was looking at you. But
Yeah.
now it determines terror.
So
The idea is that you can now, if you don't have audio, you can detect how close the killer is to you. I know. I think it's
what?
I know.
Why change a perk
Look.
for that? Why not add something to the game?
Well, I think on DBD Mobile, you've got the heart, the visible heart.
Well, do that.
Yeah,
But
I think they are going to do that. But
Yeah,
the minute,
but they better not do that as default.
I think they are.
No, don't do that as default.
That'll
Don't
be an
add
option.
something else to make it an option so you can just say, well, I'm deaf or hard of hearing, I need this on.
Well, everyone
Or,
will have
no,
it on because
I don't need
it'll
it.
give you a competitive advantage. So everyone will have it on, right? So
No, I disagree with that. Anyway, go on.
Okay.
Don't change Spine Chill for it.
I'm going to do one more. I haven't planned this one, so let's just chuck this one in because this is another buff that a fairly bad perk has gotten. So, the auras of the 3 generators in closest proximity to one another are revealed to you for 60 seconds at the start of the trial, and each time a generator is completed, your repair speed on these generators is increased by 5%.
Repair speed is increased.
Mm-hmm.
I know exactly what perk that is.
What's it called?
The name's not coming to me. Is that right? It's a default perk, isn't it? Or is it Fangs? No, it's a default perk. I know this because it's one of the first perks that I used when I started the game.
Yeah, same, because you didn't know where Genspawns were, so that makes sense.
Exactly. I'm going to annoy myself here because I know exactly what it is, but I can't remember what it's called. No, I can't remember what it's called.
Deja vu.
Yeah.
That's great. That's 3-2 to me, so I win. So I get the cup, the trophy. Woo.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I get the crisps.
Well, these crisps are good.
Potpourri.
Oh. A bit smelly.
Yes. And that's that.
It is.
That.
So
That's everything we had to talk about today.
it is. So next week, we're gonna basically talk about how these perks are being introduced, like how they actually affect the gameplay. Because I've not played it at all. Have you played it since these changes properly?
I stopped streaming, so not much.
No. So I'm gonna go back to streaming again from next week.
And where can people find you on streaming?
On Twitch.
.tv
/Jakstalock. JAKSTALOCK. But yeah, so that's what we're going to talk about next week. Am I going to notice a big difference in gameplay due to these changes? I think so.
You know what's weird?
Because my MMR is going to be. I don't know if it resets or anything, but I've not played, like I say.
I thought I
9
would,
weeks now.
and I didn't. So there is that, which was strange.
Well, it's going to make me change my builds, I guess. I'm not going to run BT anymore because there's no point. And if my teammate can't get to a loop with the haste effect and endurance, and then that's on them. So I'm not going to take. Well, I'm going to start not taking BT. It depends what MMR I'm at. Really.
Right.
Because I don't want to lose points for them not being able to get to a loop and getting down before it's a safe hook rescue.
Yeah.
Not that I do it in front of the killer's face anyway, but teammates, let's face it, teammates at a certain MMR run towards the killer after being unhooked, not knowing what's going on. So we'll just see if there's a difference. It's just an experience thing. Next week we'll chat about that. So yeah, plugging wise, twitch.tv /Jakstalock. I'm going to start streaming again soon next week. I've given myself a week's break, and yeah, I needed it because I've been ill the last few days. just for exhaustion, really. Check out the band that I'm touring with at the moment, Pet Needs, Petneeds. We're also in 2 bands together, and the reason I'm saying 2 bands is the first one is called The Round Window. We had a practice last night. We're about to release our first album.
Check out Take My Hand, which is a single that's already out.
Yeah, where can that be found?
theroundwindow.band. We're working on getting it up on streaming services. That'll be done in the next couple of weeks.
Cool, great. So The Round Window, for that, we are working on a second album, which yesterday we all met for the first time, like all together, all 5 of us, and it was really, really
sounding
positive.
pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. Another band is called Afterthought, and I'm mentioning that because we are meeting for our first practice in about 2 years next Tuesday.
Are we?
Yes, we are. It was in the group chat.
I haven't read that.
It was in the group chat.
Free on Tuesday?
And you said yes. So because we all waited for you to confirm it. Anyway, next Tuesday we're meeting. Not that it matters to you guys, but we are.
What are we doing? What are we running through?
We're jamming out ideas, just for the first time back. Anyway, my Instagram is slowly taking off, and by that I mean I've just hit over 200 followers. So thank you for that. That's also Jakstalock, same way that the Twitch is. That's mainly going to be based around obviously my career at the moment and music and stuff like that. But follow if you like it. YouTube as well. Do the Pet Needs YouTube channel.
This is the longest
my
list
one
of links I've ever heard
it's
in my
fine.
life. Get ready for mine.
Yeah, but you go. Go on,
carry on.
YouTube, yeah. Jakstalock drumming on YouTube, Pet Needs on YouTube, and Jakstalock on YouTube for the gaming. This will also probably be up on my YouTube channel as well.
Get on with it.
I'm just gonna go home, I think.
You just run through those links again for me real quick. Just quickly run through those links. You can find me at twitch.tv/Pebsie, youtube.com/PebsieTTV, Instagram.com/PebsieTTV, Twitter.com/ TikTok.com/ I'll just search PebsieTTV on TikTok. And that's it. Those are the places that you can find me. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in
the next
one. That's how I have to say it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. We're stopping there. Are we done?
No, I hope you've enjoyed this first one back. We are going to try and do it for the next few weeks.
We're just going to keep changing our style. Every single time we do a podcast, it changes the format, and it's just going to keep happening. I'm sorry.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
We'll settle into it.
It'll happen.
Cheers.
The more we do, the more the more format in. So
yeah.